Welcome to Charts Today. My name's David Linton, and today's edition for Friday, the 29th of April, comes to you from London. And the big news overnight was Amazon making a loss, writing down their investment in Rivian, the automotive truck maker. Who knew? If they hopefully they're using point and figure charts, because if you hit the T key, you've got some targets well below where we are now. So if they're still in the shares, they've got some losses to deal with there. So taking a look at the dollar index, it just nudged a 20-year high yesterday, and we're just sitting on this resistance level. But the fact is the dollar's still looking very, very strong indeed. If we look at the euro, we're back above the 105 level, but of course looking disastrous for the chart, still bearish on all three time frames with downside targets, and the big downside targets that we've talked about. Japanese yen is back below the 130 level against the dollar, so just seeing that sort of resistance there as well. But again, the dollar looking strong on all three counts there. Sterling sitting at 125.50. Since breaking that 130 level, we're lower and sitting at 118.72, fairly static against the euro around this 120 mark. Bitcoin is down back below the $40,000 mark, still just testing this support level. This lagging line holding the 37,000 level is going to be pretty key, and just watch for any new lows there. The S&P 500 index bounced yesterday. We're up 2.5%, and the same on the Nasdaq, was actually up even stronger. The Meta shares, Facebook, was a bit of a relief with better results, but we'll look at the chart. It hasn't really changed the picture. We're seeing a lot of volatility in the market. We're seeing the futures down this morning. The Nasdaq future down 0.2%, so it does suggest we'll open lower. The VIX volatility still sitting in the high 20s and bullish on all three time frames really. So we're seeing moves in the market. That fear index is still holding at quite high levels. The FTSE future up 0.5%. The DAX in Germany up 1%. So we are seeing markets just setting a bit of a relief rally into the weekend. And if we look at the Asian markets, up pretty strongly there as well. The Hang Seng up 4%. Not enough really to change the picture. This chart is still bearish, and you do get these quite big counter trend moves. It's quite a factor, but the reality is looking weaker there. China was up 2.4%, but again has looked very weak indeed. Aussie market was up 1%. We'll look at the energy mix in a minute. Softs are looking stronger. Wheat's up 0.5%, and gold's back above the $1,900 mark, sitting at 1914, back into bullish territory on the short term. Silver up 1.5%. Palladium has been very volatile as Russia is a big producer, back above the cloud on the short term. US 10-year yields sitting at about 2.85%, and having nudged 3%, we've just pulled back a little bit. Apple reasonably strong yesterday in after hours. We'll see Amazon falling today. They were down about 10% in after hours after that announcement of a loss, mostly relating to that Rivian investment. Microsoft sitting steady there, had good results as well, but the reality is the chart's not looking great, and Meta is recovered on that move yesterday, but hasn't really changed the nature of the chart. And if we look at Tesla, Musk selling 4 billion worth of shares yesterday, we start to see that back below the cloud on the short term. Again, not looking great for top. Looking at the energy mix, we've got crude oil up. We were bullish on crude this morning out to clients. US nat gas is lower, so that's quite key. Emissions we've called higher today for clients, and they're looking higher. We've got this target here to 85 on the 1 minute chart. That's what we're looking at. European gas is up 0.33%, so looking stronger there. But interestingly, NBP, of course, we're in a new contract. We're in June now. NBP down slightly, and having made that 7-month low, looking quite weak. German power up 0.5%. We do have downside targets to watch there, 183. So just keep an eye out on that with 1 minute charts on your OTC data. That's it for today. Monday's a bank holiday in the UK. Until Tuesday, happy charting. See you then.